So is my hair okay? Yeah, I guess it's okay. All right, let's do this. Hey there. Today I am going to show you how to maximize your videos without breaking the bank. And this is in large part due to my friend Eddie Garrison. We're going to be getting into an interview with him here in a few minutes. But I wanted to walk through the gear that you will need if you want to upgrade your videos to a place where they really do sing and they've got really great quality, but you can also do this without breaking the bank. So Eddie talks about 4 pillars of video creation, and they're pretty similar to what I think about as my 3 L's: lens, light, and listen. The first one that Eddie talks about, and you'll see this in the video, is about the concept of stabilization. So you have a couple of choices. You can get a tabletop type of tripod like this little guy. You put your phone right into this holder up here at the top. And then the cool thing is that you can bend these bendy legs around various things, tree limbs, ladders. You can wrap them around fence posts if you happen to be out in the field, or you can just clamp them onto your computer monitor if you're working at home. So that's one opportunity for stabilization. Another one would be a traditional photographer's tripod, which I am using right now, and I can't show it to you because I'm using it right now, and the phone is nicely positioned at the top in a phone holder. So stabilization is super important. And if you go to onlinevideomastery.com/resources, we will show you a variety of these different tools that you can get to upgrade your videos. Also in the blog post that you'll see this connected to, we have links directly to some of those products that you can use. So the second thing I want to talk about is the importance of audio. Eddie makes a big point about this as well. Audio is actually more important than the quality of your video. Let me say that again because it sounds so silly and counterintuitive. But your audio is more important than the quality of your video. I saw a video last night that had the world's worst audio in it, and as much as I wanted to hear what this person had to say, it was almost unbearable because the audio was really bad. So what you want to do is get a microphone like the one that I'm using. You can see that it's connected right here to my collar. And the one that I'm using is analogous to this guy from Power2Wise. And Power2Wise makes a really great kit. This one happens to be 2 microphones that come into a Y connector and then go back to the phone. So the one, I'm just using one microphone because I'm only interviewing myself now, but I have that one microphone connected to my collar. It's going on a wire into the side of my phone. So you're used to hearing me now as I speak on this video. So what I'm going to do is disconnect the wire so you can hear what the difference is when the microphone in the phone is picking up my voice. So I've got these 2 babies connected right here, so I'm going to take them apart. And the microphone that is in my phone is all that's picking up my voice. So I would imagine you can hear quite a bit of difference between what I was saying and what I'm saying now with the quality of that mic. So I'm putting it back together. Okay, so that's audio. Really important that you have a microphone connected to your phone when you're recording videos. Background, I talk about this in terms of the lens. So what's behind you if you're the subject is really important. And a lot of what I teach in my class, Video Creators Roadmap, is about making sure there are no distractions back there. We've all seen videos of news reporters trying to do stand-up shots where somebody runs through the background or jumps around and does crazy stuff. To the extent that you can control that, it's always best to have your background clear of distractions. So that's what the background's all about. Lighting. Lighting is super important too. I've got a couple of big studio lights here that I use for my Zooms and a lot of my course development. But honestly, you can get a little cube. This is called the Lume Cube, and it is a really terrific little device that you can sit on top of another stabilizing device right here. This is a mobile studio rig, if you will, so you can have a little light sitting on top of it right here, and I'll turn that on. So if I had that shining on myself, you can see that there's a difference in the quality of my presentation. So the little Lume Cube runs about 60 bucks. There is one that runs about half of that if you're really budget conscious, and you can attach it to the top of this stabilizing device that's made by Ulanzi. And then your phone goes right here, and then this whole thing can sit on top of a tripod if you want, or you can just set it on your desk or connect it to one of those tabletop tripods if that's what you want to do. One other quick thing I want to point out about the Ulanzi gear is that you really can pick it up and take it with you. So, you know, either with or without the light, it's very sturdy and it's made of a very rigid plastic. And so you can take this out in the field with you. If you had a shotgun mic attached right up here, you could leave the light on if you wanted to, and then just walk around, walk up to people and do some on-the-spot interviews and that kind of thing. So pretty cool. Okay, so that's stabilization, audio, background, and lighting. So let's go ahead and jump into the interview that I did with Eddie Garrison and see what he has to contribute to this conversation. Let's do it. Hey there, Chuck Moran here with Online Video Mastery. I'm excited to be with you today because we're going to be continuing our series of bringing folks on that are doing really cool things with video. I've got a special guest with me today. This guy is a video creator. Like me, he started out as a graphic designer. Anyway, Eddie Garrison is a friend who lives down in Florida. He is a 15 years experience in digital and social media marketing. He's the founder of Clover Media, which is a graphic design firm. His main thing right now is the Digital Media Creator Academy. And Eddie is an award-winning live streamer, digital media strategist, course creator, speaker, and author. So he's got a couple of things on me because I'm not going on stage and doing any kind of speaking. So with that, let me bring Eddie on here and welcome to our show. Online Video Mastery is very happy to have you here with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, and I think there are a lot of folks that are interested in this subject, and I'm excited because Eddie has a lot of experience around this issue, and that is how to set up a video studio in your home or at your office without breaking the bank. I think a lot of people, and I have to say it was my case in the first place as well. When I got started in this, I thought, okay, well, you know, I've got some gear. I don't really know what to buy next. I don't know how to elevate the quality of my video production. And I just thought if I do get into it, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. Mm-hmm. So I'm really happy to have Eddie on here with me today so that he can correct some of those misconceptions. And believe it or not, it's purely coincidental that I have a purple shirt on and that Eddie's got a purple background. But let me point out something that I think is really interesting. One of the reasons that I wanted to invite Eddie on today is that I love the backgrounds that he uses in his studio shots. I follow him on YouTube, and he uses a lot of these sort of dark, moody, moody sort of backgrounds. And you can see how, I wouldn't say mine's washed out, but compared to Eddie's, he's got it over me. So Eddie, go ahead and take it away and let us know what you think about how we can set up a video studio without breaking the bank.
Yeah, because that's the big thing, isn't it? You don't want to jump in and I think a lot of people have this misconception about video creation and about creating video content is they think they have to go out and spend $4,000 and $5,000 on all this gear because they see some big YouTuber has, 4 cameras, all these different lights, and they think they have to have that to be successful. And that's simply just not the case for one of many reasons. One, most people don't have $4,000 or $5,000 in disposable income to go out and buy all this in just one fell swoop.
Right.
If you do, I'll send you some affiliate links and we can be friends. What most people fail to realize is they already have $1,000 camera in their purse, in their backpack, or in their pocket. It's one of these.
Yeah.
It's a mobile phone.
How far away is the one for you guys watching? How far away is your phone right now?
Exactly. They may be even watching on their phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Take advantage of the 4K camera that you have in your pocket. If you bought a phone in the past 5 years, it can shoot 4K video. And that's the biggest thing when you want to start to get into video content creation is just number one, start with what you have. There's a learning curve, a massive learning curve in video creation, and it encompasses more of just shooting the video. It's editing, it's getting your sound, it's getting your setup. So start with what you have, learn with what you have, and then naturally progress on to different options. So number one for me is start with what you have.
Okay.
Now, when I say start with what you have, it also means more than just your phone. It means where are you going to actually shoot your video content? Now, if you're working from home, that can be in your home office, that can be at your dining room table, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're going to have a consistent look. So don't have dirty clothes piled up in the background. Don't have something sitting on your desk that means nothing to the live stream. If you're going to be doing something like a talking head, like we're doing right here, this to me is called a talking head.
Right.
You don't want a lot of distractions going on. You want to make sure that your audience is going to be able to hear you, see you, and understand and absorb all the content that you're giving them. So if you have a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background, or if you got, dogs barking or cars going by, you need to be able to find a place that you can set everything up and be consistent with your content creation. That's going to be number one.
Okay. That really does make sense. And of course, that supports your brand, because I recognize your background as part of your brand.
Correct.
So it's
and I have a multi-use background, right? This is obviously my home office here where I run all my businesses from. And this is my live streaming setup at my desk. When I shoot YouTube content, I get a little closer to my background there, my bookcase and everything, because that's the way that I want it to be framed for YouTube. That's the look that I go for on YouTube. And that's the brilliance of being able to have something not permanently set up, but if you can just set the same thing up every single time, then you can move around a little bit, but they're going to know, just to your point, Chuck, every time you see me, you pretty much know what I'm going to look like. If you saw a video, 10-second clip of a video, yep, that's Eddie, because that's what it is. That's the color that he uses. That's the mood that he sets with his color grading. And that all plays into your marketing. That all plays into your brand's identity. And that's very important on social media, is to be consistent with your brand and your look.
Gotcha.
Very difficult to do if you don't have something in place and set up, and start with what you have.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So location, location, location.
Oh, yeah. Same thing as real estate. Video is location, location, location.
So
number two
what's
for me,
next?
Number two for me is going to be stabilize your camera. Now, obviously, this could be a DSLR, but we're talking about mobile phones. Nobody's going to sit there and watch a video that you're just shaking around, or your head is tilted like this because you're propped up your phone on something. Take a little bit of your budget and invest in something like this. This is a mobile phone video rig from Ulanzi. Now, this thing is about $15, maybe $20.
It's like a license plate holder.
It does. It's made out of really, really sturdy, hard plastic. And it can basically, all you have to do is, it's got this little wheel on the back, and it's just a little clamp, and it has a slider on the front. And all you do is take your phone, plop it in there, tighten it down. You can set this on a book. You can set this on a stool. If you want to get a tripod, it's got threads on the bottom to mount it on a tripod. And now your phone is 100% stable. And the thing that I love about this, besides the price of only being $20, is it's got 2 cold shoe mounts on the top of it.
Oh, that's
cool. When you begin to upgrade your equipment, you can mount a light, you can mount a video, and now in one piece of equipment, you have your mobile phone video creation ready, or set up, ready to go.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, in my online video mastery course, I teach stabilization right off as well. And I tell people, you can lean your phone up against a stack of cookbooks, but don't let it jiggle. If as you upgrade, you can move to a tripod and that kind of thing. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit, or a gimbal. But I love that device. And the other thing too is that if you don't have anything to put your phone in, pin your arms next to your side and just freeze yourself as you move around. It looks awkward, but who cares if you're getting nice steady video? Exactly.
Again, nobody, even vloggers, they like to have some kind of stabilization, because they don't want the video to be bouncing around like this all the time.
Right.
So yeah, the second thing for me is stabilizing that camera, that smartphone, because it's just going to look more professional. It's going to give you, like, I'm animated when I talk, and a lot of times I'm talking, or I'm showing somebody something like this. And if I'm having to hold my phone, now I can't express and show all the emotion that I want to convey in something that I'm
Hmm.
talking about. And that's a lot of people. Like, I'm an animated guy. I'm moving around a lot. So if I didn't have my, my phone or my camera mounted on something, I'd have to hold it with one hand and barely do it with another hand, and it would just look very awkward and not
Yeah,
professional.
gotcha. Yeah, cool. Okay, so it's stabilized now. We've got our location, we've got stabilization. What's next?
Sound, your audio. I cannot stress this enough to anybody. What separates bad video content from good video content is being able to hear the person talking. People, there's been so many surveys and polls about this. People will actually tolerate poor video quality, but they will not tolerate bad audio. If your audience cannot hear you, they are not going to stick around to watch you. So yes, the phones have decent internal mics on them, but if you're doing, again, like a talking headshot where you're interviewing somebody and you're a ways away from your phone, it's going to sound like this, and they're not going to be able to hear you. And you don't want that. So you want to invest in something, and I'm going to give you two different options here, and both are very budget friendly. The first one, again, is going to be about $20, and it's a lavalier microphone from Boya, Boya, the Boya BYM1. The one thing I really like about this mic is it doesn't have to be powered. It runs off your mobile phone. So you don't have to
Cool.
worry about putting a battery into it. And the cord length on this thing is seriously like 8 meters long. So it's like 12 foot long.
Wow.
So you don't
Wow.
have to worry about being right on top of your phone. Or if you're creating content where you're shooting somebody else, you can, place your subject matter a good ways away so you can get the framing and the look that you're going for. And, it's a wired mic. I get it, but it's still only $20. And the good thing is if you do upgrade later to a DSLR, it'll actually work on a DSLR as well.
Oh, sweet.
Or
Is it,
you could go
is,
with an option like this. This is the Deity D4 Mini, and it's basically a miniature shotgun mic.
okay.
And again, the cool thing about this is it works with a mobile phone, or it can work with a DSLR down the road, and this will never take a battery. It's either powered off your phone's power or powered off your camera's power. So I'm going to come back to my mobile video stabilization here. So I've got my phone stabilized. Now all I can do is just pop this mic in there in one of the cold shoes. And now I've got my phone stabilized and I've upgraded my audio.
Wow, that's really cool. And so the shot, tell me about the whole design of a shotgun. It's basically looking straight ahead, or
Correct.
listening, I should say, straight ahead. So what kind of range, let's say you were interviewing two people who are sitting next to each other on a picnic bench or something like that, and they're talking to each other, how far back from them can you get and still get good audio quality?
I have tested this, and I would say you are good from anywhere from, being a couple of feet up to maybe 5, almost 6 feet away, and you will still be able to capture quality audio. Now, obviously, if you're outside, you want to put what they call a dead cat on there, and it's just if there's wind or background noise, it's going to kind of filter some of that out. But you have to realize too, once you start to put anything over the mic, you want to start getting a little bit closer, because it is going to cut down on the responsiveness of the internal components of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's good.
And
So
this mic is great because these mics have really come to popularity, obviously from the Rode Video Micro. That used to be the only one that you could get, and it's still a quality mic. The only thing that you may run into with the Rode Video Micro is it's about $15 more than the D4 Mini. The other thing that you have to realize too with the Rode Video Micro is it doesn't come with all the proper cables that you need. So you're going to actually have to buy a cable to use it with your smartphone, and that cable itself is $15.
Yeah.
So now you're up to like $75 for this mic, or you could go with something like the Boya BYM1, which is $20, or this Deity D4 Mini, which is $45.95, and it comes with all the cables you'll ever need.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I have a one copy of the Powered to Wise mic, which is, I think it's really great. It's about $40. They've now come out with a 2 mic version with a splitter. So the mics both they're wired, of course. They go into a splitter and then back to the phone, and those two come with I think it's about 12 feet of wire. So you've really got a lot of range between you and your subject, and it really does make really great quality. It does come with a foam cap, so a dead cat type of wind noise cutter. but yeah, if you look around a little bit and read reviews, you can find some really great stuff for,
Mhm.
I think you can get this gear for like everything you're talking about so far, Eddie, for under $100, right? Something like
Oh,
that.
easily. Let's just say that you went with everything the most budget friendly I'm talking about. So this Ulanzi phone rig is you can get it sometimes for $15, but let's just say it costs $20 because that's usually what it goes for.
Right.
The Boya BYM1 again is $20. So we're at $40. So we've stabilized our phone and we've upgraded our audio for $40.
Amazing.
Now, the next thing that you want to look at doing is making sure that you have quality lighting.
Okay.
Now, there is one piece of lighting gear that I can give you right now 100% free, and no one's ever going to be charged for it. It's called the sun.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those right here.
It's a great lighting
right,
source. It's
right
about as
outside my
natural
window.
of lighting source as you can get, right?
Yeah.
So there's a thing where if you have a home office or you're filming wherever, make sure if you don't have access to your own lighting that you are in front of a nice big window, a sliding glass door, whatever. But the thing you want to remember is you want the lighting source to be in front of you. You don't
Right.
want it to be behind you because all it's going to do is you're going to look like those old FBI things where the person's blacked out where they can't see your face.
Right.
You want to make sure that you're placing your lighting source in front of you.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to look at something that is unnatural lighting, artificial lighting, you might want to look at something like this. This
Mhm.
is called the Lume Cube Mini. Now this can get a little pricey. I think this one's like $50.
Mhm.
But you can look at something like the Neewer CN160s or any of the Neewer lights. They're going to be about $25 or $30. And again, you can clamp them right onto this.
That's cool.
So for let's just say you buy the $30 light, the $20 Ulanzi, that's 50, the $20 Boya BYM1, that's 70. So now you have created a mobile video content creation station for $70.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah. One other piece of equipment. Um, Actually, I've got those cubes as well.
Yes.
Let me see if I can pull this guy out. Another little contraption that you can use for that free lighting source that Eddie's talking about is a window clamp that comes with a suction mount. So you just literally stick this on the glass inside your studio or office. You press that down, and now it's really stuck well to your window. And you just put your phone into this part of the clamp, and you can put it at. You always want your camera angle to be at or slightly above eye level,
Level.
right? And so then you've got the sunlight coming in around it. You're not backlit, and you can just create your videos with that little device. And those are 14, $15 as well, something
Yep.
like that, maybe.
Like I said, for under $100, I mean, that's shipping and everything. For under $100, you can get any of these setups, and nobody is going to know if you're shooting it on a mobile phone or a $3,000 DSLR because they just simply don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really great. Excellent. That's good stuff. So what's next? What other little enhancements do you have?
Not so much enhancements,
Mhm.
but it's just I like to use what's called a run a show.
Okay.
So I like to have my videos. It doesn't matter if I'm doing a live stream show or I'm doing a product review or I'm doing anything for an edited YouTube video. I follow a formula every single time that I do a video because it has structure. And I
Mhm.
keep that structure in all of my videos because, again, consistency is going to pay off.
Right.
Now, the way that I structure my videos is there is a hook right at the beginning to where
Mhm.
it's like 5, maybe 8 seconds long. So I'm going to be like, hey everyone, let's just say we were talking about, are you looking to create video content on a budget? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can get under $70. And then I have a bump video that has like my title and everything. And then I
Right.
roll right into my intro, which what I'm going to talk about. I go into the main content of the video, and then I have a call to action at the end.
Great.
That's how I do every single one of my videos.
Yeah. And then just like branding, I've always said that when you develop your brand, sticking with it is not only easy, but it reinforces your brand every time you come out with something that's, fits along with the consistency, but the consistency makes it easy.
Exactly.
You just
Because in
like,
the
okay,
beginning, what may take you 3 hours to shoot a video, in about 6 months, if you stick with it, that you may cut it down to being able to do a video in under an hour. And I mean,
yeah,
setting everything up, shooting it, editing it, and uploading it to wherever you're going. So the more that you can be structured and stay consistent with that structure. Once you find one that works, obviously,
Yeah.
but once you stay consistent with that, you're going to be doing it every single time like that. So every piece of video content you do just kind of gets a little bit easier, a little bit easier, a little less time, a little less time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really great. Excellent. Let's see. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything I haven't asked you about, Eddie, that you'd like to add in here?
I'd like to just talk a little bit about editing on your mobile
Okay.
device.
Yeah, let's do.
Yeah, because that's I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't really know a lot about. Like it's
Right.
it's easy to hit record and start going. Maybe not easy for some, but I mean that's the quote unquote easiest part is actually just hitting the record button and going, right? That's the
Right.
easiest part of everything. But once you have all these video clips, what do you do with them? I mean, you can't just post them like that. So on your phone, I would recommend quite a few different apps. InShot is a very easy and user-friendly app to use. Videorama is very easy to use. And then once you get a little bit better with video editing, check both, I coming from graphic design or commercial art backgrounds, we're Adobe guys. So they have Adobe Premiere Rush. That's a little bit more robust of a mobile editing or mobile video editing piece of software. But you want to look at something that is basically easy just to import these clips in, rearrange them, trim them, maybe put some text overlays, do a little bit of transitions. And you don't want to just go all just nuts on all these transitions and making things spin. And, that all looks pretty and it looks really cool. But if it's not adding value to the end audience, if your message is getting lost because you've got so many things spinning around and glitter filters, are they really getting value from your content? They're probably not. They're like, wow, it looks cool, but I don't even remember what he was talking about.
Yeah. What they're getting is distracted.
Yeah, exactly. So, in something like Videorama or InShot, it's very easy to bring all these clips in, arrange them into the, the order that they need to be, trim them down, maybe add some dissolve transitions or just a fade transition or something like that. And then, have some, text at the bottom, like what you're talking about. Like if we were doing one for this video, we would say, number one, start with what you have. Then we could have that text come up.
Right.
Have it stay up for 10 or 15 seconds and then move away. And then, your next point, you have a text overlay. So you need to make sure that your editing is very tight because you don't want a lot of space in between each clip. I'm a very cut happy person.
Yeah. That's
so
good.
that's what I like to do. But yeah, that's going to take a practiced hand. Editing is in the beginning is going to be the longest process of video creation for most people.
That's why a lot of people send it out.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't want to, trust it to somebody that I hadn't met.
I don't either.
But yeah, I'm pretty protective of how my videos look in the end. But I think it's also really important to say that published is better than perfect.
Always.
And
It's a Sean
always.
Cannell
So,
quote.
what's that?
Sean Cannell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's another guy we should all be following on YouTube. So, but yeah, just starting is the key. Right now, if you're thinking about getting into video and video marketing and harnessing the power, because every year since about 2014, 2015, it's been the year of the video. Well, it's in this 2021, 2022, those are no different. The thing is that we're watching more and more video. We're learning more and more about products and services from video than ever before. There's actually a study, I believe it's from Google, that shows that 6 out of 10 people would rather watch a video than television now.
Yep.
And for a kid that grew up with Mickey Mouse and some of the other shows, we couldn't imagine a future where people would prefer to watch something else other than television. But it's really the case. And there's a preference for learning about products and services in video than any other form of content delivery. So if you're not harnessing this power, then jump in and start. Make mistakes. Do it messy. And just, like I say, published is better than perfect.
It is. There's another quote, a good friend of mine that runs Podfest here in Florida, Chris Kremitzos. He wrote a book, and the title of his book is Start Ugly. That's what it is.
Start ugly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if you set a goal of getting yourself just a few percentage points better with every video that you do, and give yourself forgiveness if you backslide a little bit, that's okay. Just, get back on your horse and keep up with it. But there is not a YouTuber out there that didn't start somewhere.
Nope.
There
They
is
all
no
started with
video
0
creation
subscribers.
Francis Ford Coppola started somewhere. Okay. So just start.
Just
That's
think, no studios wanted to produce Star Wars. That seemed to work out for George
wow.
Lucas.
Yeah. Somebody finally said yes, and look what happened. That's great. Well, Eddie, this has been a real pleasure. Is there
Yeah,
anything
thanks
else
so much.
you'd like to add in?
No, get started. Get out there. Just remember those 4 pillars of video content creation. Start with what you have, stabilize your camera, upgrade your audio, upgrade your lighting, and stay consistent with it.
Yeah, that's really good. So, where can folks who are watching this go to learn more about you?
Yeah, they can follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group called the Creator Community, which is a very engaged group. Chuck is a very contributing member in there. Thank you so much. If
Yeah.
you just go to Facebook and search Creator Community, it is a private group, but I pretty much allow everybody. But yeah, I'm Eddie Garrison pretty much on every social media platform, or you can go to digitalmediacreatoracademy.com and see all the offerings there.
Yeah, it's really good. Well, I really do appreciate your time, Eddie. This has
Thank
been
you.
really fun. Looking forward to another opportunity to dive into some of these things a little deeper with you down the road.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. My hair's still okay? Yeah. All right, cool.